Welcome back to Emotional Interaction Part 2, Chapter 6. A quick recap of the topics we have covered in the earlier session, in the earlier video, includes emotions and behaviors, a discussion on expressive and emotional design, understanding how the appearance of an interface can affect users, and understanding how technology can be designed for well being. In this session, we are going to talk on the effective computing and emotional AI. We are also going to look at the behavioral change and we are going to see how anthropomorphism have been used in advertisements and many places to elevate or enhance the UX. By UX, we mean user experience. Effective computing is a paradigm of computing which is defined by Picard in 1998. It focuses on enabling computers to recognize and express human like emotions. It involves designing methods for individuals to convey their emotional state using sensing technologies such as facial expressions detection, gestures. If you see here, facial expressions, gestures, understanding if the user is sad or happy by by looking at the different parts of his face. This field explores the impact of emotion on personal health. It also aims to automate the measurement of feelings and behavior through emotional AI. Emotional artificial intelligence can help conclude or understand emotions from facial expressions and voice and understand the ultimate user's uh, mood and behavior. By looking at the facial expressions, the artificial intelligence algorithms are able to understand that whether the user is happy or sad. It can predict the user emotions and behaviors. For example, anticipating online purchase preferences based on their emotional moods such as sadness, boredom, or happiness. The techniques that are mostly employed by effective computing includes using cameras for measuring facial expressions, using biosensors placed on the fingers or palms to measure GSR. It also uses effective expressions in speech, for example, intonations, pitch and loudness, body movements and gestures using accelerometers and motion capture systems. Emotions are classified into six core expressions, typically given by sadness, disgust, fear, anger, satisfaction, and joy. The types of facial expressions chosen by AI through detecting the presence or the absence of smiling. For example, if the person is smiling or not smiling, the AI can identify that the user is happy or not happy. Eye widening can also be measured. Brows rising, brow furrowing, rising a cheek, mouth opening, upper lip rising, and blinking of the nose. All these facial detections are nowadays possible by using the artificial intelligence. For example, facial coding using FDEX software is given in the picture here. The points here is trying to see how wide the eyes are to understand if the user is enthusiastic or is he feeling low. If you see here, fear is 0%, joy is 100% because the user is trying to smile. Sadness, soreness is 0%, disgust is 0%, content is 0%. So this app or FTech software is trying to recognize the mood or understand the mood of the user by recognizing the facial gestures. How is the emotion? Now let us see how is this emotional data used. Uh, if the user screws up their face, when an ad pops up, it means the user is not happy with the ad, feels disgust. If the user starts smiling, it is apparent that the user is feeling happy. So now websites can adapt its ad, movie storyline, or content to match user emotional state and show only those ads which are making the user happy. If the system used in a car, for example, if the system is used in a car, it might detect an angry driver and suggest that they take a deep breath. Eye tracking, finger pulse, speech, and word phrases also analyze when tuning or posting to Facebooks. Many studies, in fact, have been done on the tuning content by understanding if the user is sad or grief or he wants to attempt to suicide. And then various recommendations have been given by these research or AI algorithms. There is a feature available in the Facebook, if someone posts a depressed message, the message is sent to all the friends and the family, and they try to remorse or make the user or make the person who have posted this sad message feel better by calling them back or taking care about them. Indirect emotion detections are inferred or predicted by someone else's behavior. For example, determining a person's suitability for a job or how they will vote in an election are the examples of indirect emotional detections. Do you think it is ethical or it should be allowed that the technology can read the emotions from your face expressions or from your tweets? What do you think? Should it be allowed or should it not be? Is it ethical or not? In some cases, it is not. But in many cases, like we said, if someone is feeling depressed or low and they put a message, so it is, and they put a sad message and it is, so by reading a message, people can get back in touch with them and then talk to them and make them feel better and elevated. So in these cases, I think, although if it is not considered as ethical, but it is helpful to say one slide makes someone feel better and happy if they are sad. Okay. So now let's see how detecting and reflecting on moods is done by using technology. How can technology be designed to help people understand more about their moods and their moods changes? We can be in a good mood one day and then a bad mood the next day. How does it happen and why? These are the questions that detect or reflect on the moods. Not possible to detect, it is not possible to detect different moods in a way tech is used for emotion detections. So if you see the emotion detections are, are like, for example, here, uh, fear, content, disgust, these are all emotions, and technology is able to detect it from the user. But the mood swing, the mood changes are still a challenge because not often not expressed through obvious psychological responses because something, mood swings happen uh, as, something in the heart and then, mood changes, right? So detecting the mood change is a bit not very simple like emotional detection. Mobile mood tracker apps like Mood Notes and Dialio have made an attempt to do that. It intended to help the people keep track of their moods, to reflect more on why they might be feeling sad or gloomy or cheerful. So that next time it happens, there is already a, information about it. For example, when is the last time the user felt sad and what was the reason? So the next time, if the same reason comes up, the app can give them messages to take counter steps to avoid that sadness. Understanding their mood is assumed to help improve well being. Virtual reality is also used to enable people to explore and understand their moods. And there is an example called as mood worlds. Let's see how does it work. So So there is a panel where the user interacts and then explores the world, like how he thinks. Like, for example, if feeling, loveful, or he is feeling cheerful with different colors. So it was, given by Nadine Banner in and his team in 2022. Behavioral change. Now, interactive computing systems designed to change people's attitudes and behavior is a concept given by Fogg in 20 in 200 in two, 2003. It emphasizes the role of technology in influencing human attitudes and behavior. Fogg suggests that interactive system can be intentionally designed to bring about changes in how people think and what do they do. Several techniques have been used for this purpose, and they have become widespread in various digital environments. Examples of such techniques include pop-ups, ads, warning messages, reminders, prompts, specialized messages, recommendations, or Amazon one-click. These elements are strategically included into interactive systems that guides the user and encourages the user to take some action. For example, Amazon one click. It's like more of persuading rather than forcing the user to take an action. It's like a gentle, it is given like a gentle push of letting the user take an action of what they intend to do. This particular practice is termed as nudging. Nudging involves designing the user experience in a way that softly influences the user to take a decision and behavior without restricting their freedom of choice. It's like a gentle push. In essence, in conclusion, this concept highlights This concept highlights the intentional use of interactive technology to shape up human behavior and attitudes. The term nudging captures persuasive nature of the design strategies. Here we talk about a Pikachu. It was developed to change bad habits of the kids and improve well-being in them. It was designed to motivate children to be more physically active on a regular basis. Owner of the digital pet that lives in the device is required to walk, run, or jump. And if the user doesn't do that, or if the kid or the owner doesn't do that exercise, the virtual pet becomes angry and refuses to play anymore. The Pikachu looks like this. And there is a virtual pet inside, which is happy or sad or want to jump or walk or dance. Now, how effective you think such type of technologies are? It can interact with technology that monitor, nag, or behave like a human, keep them interested in looking after it, and in doing so, make themselves more fit. Do you think this will help? Well, I think this will help. For example, if I have a personal trainer in my mobile and then tells me to, do certain exercises and, and personally nag me on doing it, then of course it is going to help. I will, be more active. I will be more inclined to do exercises rather than skipping the exercises on, getting busy on the routine life. How does looking after a virtual pet change a child's behavior? The children are emotionally attached to the children gets emotionally attached to the virtual pet. Happy Pokemon makes them feel good. Sucking Pokemon makes them feel bad. This use of positive rewind, this use of positive rewarding and sculling can be powerful means of letting the kid take good actions and help him focus on the well-being. given that children often become emotionally attached to these virtual pets, especially when they start to care for them. Now, dilemma. Should voice assistant teach kids good manner or should the parents teach good manners? Many children talk to Alexa if as if she was their friend. They also learn that it is not necessary to say please and thank you to her when asking the questions. They simply ask. But it will look demanding if they do the same thing with an aunt. If they say, Auntie, get me a drink, it looks more of a command than a pleasing question or a request. Such type of questions will create etiquette's problem. Do you think such type of questions, such type of things that not saying please and thank you when using their Alexa? Should parents or voice assistant teach their kids good manners? How much parental control should voice assistants be given? Would children find it weird or creepy that their Alexa, who is their friend, nags them to clean their teeth every morning? However, the research has shown that the children know how to treat humans differently and how to treat the the voice assistants. For example, they may be straightforward when using the voice assistant to ask a question. However, when they are asking or requesting for a drink from their aunt, they would say, "Please, aunt, get me a drink." Tracking devices. Mobile apps are designed to help people monitor and change their behavior. We have talked about fitness apps, we have talked about sleeping apps or weight management apps, for example. There are certain apps that can help you in your financial management as well. The weight management app can manage your weight, and predict that you would gain the weight during the summer vacation. Because if the summer vacation is not a very active vacation, people sit at home and they gain weight. They watch movies, they eat while watching the movies, and they uh, gain weight. So the mobile apps can keep track of it and give them, special notifications during such vacation. It can compare with online leaderboards and charts to show how they have done in the relation how they have done in relation to their peers and friends. For example, if you are, using a study app where your friends have also registered, then a very interesting feature called as a leaderboard tells, that who is studying more or who is coming first or second, like that, just to encourage the people to show their names. For example, we have in Kahoot also the person who wins, they come in the leaderboard, right? Also, apps that encourage reflections, which in turn increase well-being and happiness, are also included in the tracking devices. A new era in in sustainability aspect of HCI focus on designing focuses on designing tech interventions to help people reduce their energy consumption. An effective technique to provide homeowners with feedback on their consumptions. For example, switching off the light of the room where the people are not sitting or the room is not used, AC can be switched off rather than using a central AC and having an AC all over the home where the house members are just sitting in the dinner time at the dinner hall. So switching off the other parts of the home AC can significantly reduce the power consumption by giving them simple infographics and emo, emo, emoticons are often powerful, encourage people to reflect and see what they can change to reduce their energy consumptions, giving them advices of how the energy can be saved, the power can be saved. People pressure and social norms are also powerful methods. It happens like if your friend is using, petrol or fuel or electricity, by using some best practices, if they are able to reduce the consumption, it will motivate you also to do the same. So peer pressure and social norms are a powerful method for, reducing the power consumption or making a habit of doing so. The study given here, called as the Tidy Street Project, involves a large scale visualization of street electricity. This is the street electricity. If you see here, Tidy Street daily electricity usage, and here says Brington is average, above average, or below average. And then you see different markers. In this innovative approach, Rogers in 2010 have used stencil display on the road surface created using a chalk. You see, this is done using the board chalk to showcase the real-time feedback on electricity consumption. The visualization was designed to be easily visible by anybody driving through the road. This report, the reported outcome from this project had a significant reduction in the electricity consumption by 15%. And uh, people started, becoming aware about promoting energy conscious practices within the community. Now, let's talk about phishing scams. Web used to deceive people into parting with personal details. For example, PayPal, eBay, and you get sometimes emails saying that you won the lottery, in the emails, the spams. Allows internet fraudsters to access their bank account and draw money from them. Many vulnerable people fall for it. The art of deception is older, but internet is making it more widespread in many intelligent ways to trick the people. Now let's talk about anthropomorphism. If you see, please take look at the pictures. If you see, there is a butter, and the butter have been given, the some facial features like eyes and smile, and then the butter can dance, can jump, and a banana with some legs and hands and eyes. So uh, it's a phenomena of attributing human-like qualities to inanimate objects such as car or computer or vegetables or fruits, uh, and attract the people. Well-known phenomena used in advertisements like dancing butter, drinks, and breakfast cereals. Animating in a such a way that they are actually talking to the kid also. Much exploited in human computer interaction. It makes the user experience enjoyable and motivating. Make people feel at ease by reducing the anxiety. This practice is well recognized and commonly employed in advertisements where it is used to create a retail relatable and engaging content. Animated drinks, but dancing butters or breakfast cereals with human-like traits are classic examples. This practice is also extensively used in HCI. The goal is to make the user experience more engaging and enjoyable and motivating. Okay. Now let's talk about what type of a message you would prefer. For example, as a welcome message, if you get your name, hello, Chris, Nice to see you again. Welcome back. Now that you are here, now what were we doing last time? Oh, yes, exercise 5. Let's start again. Or you have a straightforward forward message such as user 24, commence exercise, start exercise 5. Which one you will prefer? Of course, the first one, because it is trying to personalize your experience by using your name, talking to you, welcoming you back, and then asking you to start with the exercise 5. And in the second message, straightforward, it is asking the username and then asking to commence the exercise. Okay, what type of, which do you prefer from the given below? Feedback when user gets something wrong. How would how would you feedback the user when they make a mistake? For example, you can personalize by saying, now, Chris, that's not right. You can do better than that. Try again. Or you might say, incorrect, try again. Is there any difference? Do you find? What is the difference? The first one is more personalized, right? And the second one is more straightforward. Which one will you prefer? The first one, of course. Here we are talking about Microsoft Clippy and the IKEA's Anna. Clippy was designed to be helpful desktop agent, but people disliked it because the appearance of it looked annoying, distracting, and patronizing. However, Anna appeared as a virtual agent, was able to move the lips, blink her eyes, and head to suggest facial expressions. Now, if there are any errors, how the errors must be given by the system. There are two errors given here. The first one says the application word Wander has unexpectedly quit due to type error 2. So type 2 error. So why not instead we can say the application has expectedly quit due to poor coding in the operating system. Which one looks more understandable and why? The second one, right? Because we are here trying to tell the reason for it, reason for the message so that the reason can be solved. The classic guidelines for error message includes avoiding terms like fatal, invalid, or bad. Audio warnings. Avoid avoid the audio warnings. Or you may no not avoid but use audio warnings like have a special type of sound coming when there is an error. Yeah, it mostly happens right whenever we are trying to uh, close the window without saving the word or something, then it gives an error to get our attention there. So use avoid warnings. Use audio warnings. Avoid uppercase and long code numbers. Messages should be short and to the point rather than general. Provide context sensitive help. What do we mean by context sensitive help? For example, if you are trying to buy a product in Amazon and then you get stuck up, so the help should, automatic help should pop up and then talk about only, uh, you know, buying situation or registration situation, for example. So the help is provided based on the context of the user. For example, error 404. How many of us have experienced this? Most of us, when we try to open a website, the website is not found. This is error 404. Page cannot be displayed. So having a funny image in 404 error message make the user, uh, uh, um, make the user more better understand the image error message. Evidence to support anthropomorphism. Reeves and Nast found that computers that flatter and praise users in education software programs result in positive impact on users. For example, your question makes an important and useful distinction. Great job. Students are more willing to continue with such exercises where this kind of feedback is given. Dilemma: should the computer say they are sorry? Reeves and Nas argue that computers should be made to apologize, should emulate human etiquette. Would users be as forgiving of computers saying they are sorry as people are of each other when saying they are sorry? How sincere would they think the computer was being? For example, after a system crash, if the system says, I am really sorry I crashed, I will try not to do it again. Will this be helpful? How will it look? How else should computers communicate with the users? What do you think? How the computers should, communicate with the users when they get error or they face a crash or something unexpected happens? Should the robots be plastic pets like Cuddy Pet, or like plastic human like or plastic like or human like? Which one you prefer? Here, Ivo is given, Zora is given, and haptic creature. Which one you prefer? Steve. Okay. Now, most people like stroking pets and cuddle toys, and so we use stroke pet robots. However, because they look and feel like a real thing, some people may find it a bit creepy. A motivation for making robots pets cuddly is to enhance the emotional experience people feel because they can cuddle and feel better. For example, the haptic creature is a robotic device that mimics a pet that might sit in your lap, such as a rabbit or a cat. This one can sit in your lap and you can feel as if you have a real pet. It is made up of a body, two ears like breathing mechanism and furring mechanism and warming element. These enable it to detect the way it is stroked and to respond accordingly. When it is placed in a human lab and that person strokes its fur, it might consider this as a pleasing interaction and will update its emotional state to reflect happiness. This then triggers quick rhythmic breathing that causes its ribcage to press against the human hand, making the user feel as if it is real. It also stiffens its ear and makes a gentle purring like vibration. But note that how the rabbit has no eyes, nose, or mouth. These are deliberately lets off to see how people respond to primary through touch. So when you touch, for example, there is a good example of dancing cactus. Uh, if the dancing cactus is kept in front of a small baby, the talking cactus, sorry. So when the baby makes a sound, uh, the cactus also makes a sound, and the baby moves, the cactus also move. You know, making the baby feel like some real creature is interacting with it. Steve, yeah, here we see a robot entertaining residents while at a retirement home. So a robot has come here to entertain them. Is it okay for the people to develop an emotional attachments with the robots? What do you think? The robot should, people should be allowed to develop emotions with the robots. Commercial robots like Paro, Steve are used in care homes to encourage social interactions with their assistants. For example, playing games, telling jokes to them, holding, sing along songs. Some residents join in, others appear not satisfied, amused, while others find this little demeaning. No harm in social robots playing an entertaining and motivating role alongside human caregivers, but they can never match the human touch and warmth that residents actually need. In summary, we have talked about the emotional interaction that actually covers the aspects of interaction designs. to facilitate certain states, for example, pleasure, and avoid reactions such as frustration. Well designed interfaces can elevate good feelings in people. Aesthetically pleasing interfaces can be pleasure to use. Expressive interfaces can provide assuring feedback to the users. Badly designed interfaces can make people frustrated, annoyed, and angry. This slide is very important. Many questions can be framed from here. Emotional AI and effective computing use AI and sensors technology for detecting people's emotion by analyzing their facial expression and conversations. Emotional technologies can be designed to persuade people to change their behavior. Anthropomorphism is the attribution of human qualities inside objects. Increasingly, robots are being used as companions in their home. Thank you for watching. So now we have completed the chapter 6, which is talking about emotional interaction.